Hi, welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I hope you guys are having a great week. Trying to get my Facebook up and running. Oh, it just wants to give me all kinds of little things. I love how Facebook has lots of stuff. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. Got my comments going so I can see, hopefully, if anybody comments. Anyway, so I'm so glad you guys are here. I've got a really fun card to show you guys today. I'm going to be making a DSP card. So with one of our new designer series papers from the upcoming 2022-2023 annual catalog. So let's go ahead and get started. So excited to show you guys. Let's turn you guys down. Yay! Okay, so I am going to show you guys this beautiful, we're going to actually make a version of this card. This is actually the same piece of designer series paper. I love it so much. So this is in the new 2022, this paper is in the new 2022, 2023 annual catalog. It goes live May 3rd. We're just super excited. If you don't have a demonstrator and you want to get a copy of this in your hot little hands, make sure you email me and I will get one out to you. I'll have the link in the description of this video. And of course, it's over on my website. I can't show you guys yet what's on the inside. We're actually going to be using this designer series paper and the stamp set that's to make this cover card. And this is a DSP card, which is also what I'm going to make as well today. I'm just using the flowers on the outside instead of the inside. But I'm so excited. But that our January to June is also still going. So the products that are in our mini catalog are still all available until June. So don't forget, we've got that one with this awesomeness. But there's only like a few days left, probably 5 days left before the last chance sale is gone, which is of our old catalog. Still some fabulous things. I thought the Stitched So Sweetly dies are still on there. So, oh my gosh. So this is the suite we're going to use today, and it is this Happiness Abounds. And this is the piece of the sheet of the paper that we're using today. And I cut it because you get 2 sheets in each pack. And so I cut, because it's a 12 by 12, I can cut it. And I was able to make, if you can tell that there's two different sizes here. This is the metric size, which is like 29.9 by 10.5, and versus our regular 11.5 by, or 11 by 4.25. Look how cool that is. I love it, love it, love it, love it. With it just using the designer series paper. Now you can use your designer series paper as a card base. You just need to make sure that you add enough layers to give it some strength so that it will stand up. So I actually will have on my blog the measurements for the metric as well as our imperial inches for this card. I don't always do it because it's not a straight conversion. As you can see, it's a little bit thinner. The metric, their A4 cardstock is a little different than ours, and than our A2, and it's taller. So, but it still looks awesome. You can still make the same card. So if you are watching other people's videos and they're not from the United States and the measurements don't quite match, because you can't do a straight conversion, but there are a couple of tricks that we can do to make that so they actually look pretty close. But anyway, so we're going to just make the inches one today. I've cut it out. So let you guys check out this designer series paper. And I used both sheets that came out of that to make these 4 cards. But this is called the Hues of Happiness, and it goes with our Happiness Abounds suite that's coming in up in the new catalog. It's so beautiful. The colors are Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Pool Party. Although as we don't have a Coastal Cabana blend, I did use the pale, the balmy blue with it. But oh my gosh, so these have gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So this is the sheet that we use today. and I actually cut it. So one, it's cut where I've done the two blue, to make the two blues, and then I did the other one where it's the purple and the pink. Isn't that pretty? Oh, so pretty. But I guess it actually goes like that, right? So pretty. Like that, I guess that's how that goes. So you can cut the designer series paper to make them beautiful. And then this is the inside. So the inside of your card, the other side. And I went with the blue. And on this one, I went with the purple. Pretty, because it matches more of the purple. So pretty, so pretty. So this is actually the sheet that you can see that was on the front cover that they used to make the front cover card. And then this is the gorgeous blooms. Isn't that beautiful? And the dies from the Happiness Mounds bundle, they actually work on this. I don't know if it works on this one. It does work on one of the sheets. I did a sneak peek. Oh my gosh. Look at that. There's some more. As you can tell, these are different. These are a smaller bloom, but still those beautiful. And this one's got a little bit more of that mellow mambo in there. So pretty. And then, oh, look at that. The yellows, which is just like the sheet that we are using today, except in the other colors. Isn't that gorgeous? The rainbow colors are just so beautiful. I love this. So I, of course, got 2 packs of paper. So pretty. So that's the other side. Isn't that gorgeous? So gorgeous. So this isn't any thicker than our normal designer series paper. But, like I said, as long as you shore it up, make it make it more stable with adding, I used the Thick Whisper White on there to give it a little bit more stability. That's a really pretty rainbow. Love it. Oh my gosh. So if you like, if you're a scrapbooker, some of this paper is just so beautiful. So beautiful. So I love this. This new Hues of Happiness designer series paper. So very pretty. I, of course, keep all my little extra pieces because I like to add them to, you never know when you can add them to your piece. So I've already cut down what we're going to use today. So like I said, I cut the other side of that gorgeous purple and the blue and purple, and it goes down to like, oh, that looks like fresh freesia. Not really pink on that one. So I cut that side down, so I've got a little bit of the purple and the blue. And then this is going to be my top, so I'm going to put the base on the purple side. And so you're going to need a piece of Granny Apple Green, and this is the 5 by 3/8 by 4 1/8 layer, and I'm going to put that here, and that just helps. I made it so it's pretty wide, so usually I like to show more on the outside, but you really need it for the stability for the corners to help your card stand up. And you know what? I think I can do this a little bit. Go wide, a little bit wider. Okay. And then again, I'm going to need an inside piece, and this is just the I use the same that I always use, which is the 5.5 by 3 7/8 for the inside. For the outside, I actually made a Granny Apple Green frame. So this is with our new fabulous frames dies, which are pretty awesome. And I use this one right here, our big large frame. This is really awesome. I used this one earlier in the week with a mail card that I made that has a car. It's super cool. I love these frames. And there's an oval. I'm so excited there's an oval. But I used this frame, and I die cut it. I die cut it out twice. I did once with the Granny Apple Green, and then it the way it cuts is you have the frame and it has the inside piece. So I cut it once in the Granny Apple Green, and then I cut it once in the Thick Whisper White, so I can have the white, because I'm going to, that's where I'm going to stamp my flowers and my sentiment, and then I'm just going to pop it up on the inside of this frame so it fits. So I will have the measurements of what this frame is, the inside piece, in case you don't want to, if you mess up, you don't want to have to like cut out a bunch of frames. You can actually just cut a piece to put inside. But it's fun to have the extra frames. So I have some white frames. These will be really good if I can use my blending brush to add color to it maybe. So pretty. Love, love, love. Okay. So I use the frames. I love these. And again, these are going to be in the new 2022-2023 annual catalog. And what's cool about these frames is I don't know if they actually match a stamp set in the annual catalog they just I don't know if this is one of the standalones. There's quite a few standalone dies in the new catalog, which are pretty awesome. And then I'm going to use our Happiness Abounds. Well, this is the new stamp set that matches. I'm not using the dies that match it today, but it does get into a bundle, and it's a great bundle. So we're going to use the big bloom and the smaller bloom. I think we're actually using this one here. And then I'm going to use the leaf that's just the two of them. And I'm going to make this one ascending thanks for all you do. But there's also a congratulations. You're wonderful in every way. Happy birthday, best wishes, friend. Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. So this is a really beautiful set. So you can see here's this one I used, the happy birthday. And the one that we're going to use today is going to be the many thanks. Love it. So pretty. Okay, so, and then I'm also going to use the Happy and Heartfelt, which is in our January to June mini catalog. I'm just going to use this thank you. It matches. I don't know if I've got that thank you close. So I went ahead and use that. So for the Designer Series paper cards, I like to build differently than I usually do. So I'm going to actually add the Granny Apple Green piece to the inside first. I'm just going to glue that down. And remember, I'm going to make this one the blue one, so I want to cover up the purple side. When I made the purple one, with the purple flowers that were prominent, I did it the other way. I covered up the blue side instead. That helps give my card just a little bit more stability. It helps me remember which side is which. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Okay, and then we're going to take, once I've got that done, then we're going to glue our frame in. I'm just going to glue that on there to the front. You've got all your little string pieces. There we go. The glue. I like to use the glue because it does give me a little bit more wiggle room. So pretty. I love that. So it has like a little stitched edge too, plus the raised edges. It's so nice. It's a really beautiful frame. Love it. Okay, so there we go. Get that on there nice. And then we're going to stamp our, get this glue away before I get more everywhere. I'm going to need my Stampin' Pierce mat. Where did I think I got some glue on here? Got a little bit of glue. Fingerprint of my glue. Or glue of my fingerprint. There we go. That's so pretty. Okay, so then we're going to just take our white insert piece. That was the white part of the frame. And I'm going to stamp our sending many thanks for all of you at the bottom in Night of Navy. Just pretty nice. Check and see how this is going. Good. Awesome. Very nice. Okay. So that's my inside piece. And again, I did cut this out of the thick basic white to give it a little bit more stability. Then I'm going to stamp just at the bottom. Show them on camera. There we go, just like that. Awesome. And so in this one, I decided to do four flowers instead of the 3. So in this one, I just did the 3 in a diagonal with the purple. But I thought with the blue, I will just add the extra so you guys can see the difference. Adding 3 or 4 if you want to use a lot. Use a lot if you don't want as much white space. So what I do is I'm going to ink up my flower. And since this is my primary flower, let's stick it in the middle there. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, so pretty. And then, wipe that off. And then I'm going to take my other flower. And there's another really pretty rose. You can do all 3 if you want. Do all 3 of the roses, but just stamping them. Just like that. Very pretty. And the Night of Navy. And then I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to use the one with the 2 flowers. This one I use the littler leaves that have, 5 on them. And then, but this one I'm using the 2 that are a little bit bigger. Let's see. I'm just going to work my way down. So I can add some green. These kind of like, I think I just need one more, like right here. Now, when you go over, you guys can see, like, so this one, I could mask this, and so it won't stamp on there, but because I'm using this darker color, it doesn't really matter. So it's okay that I'm going over it, because once I color it in with the orchid, what is it called? Starry Light. It's the Orchard Oasis. The Orchard Oasis, you won't be able to tell that there's the green part in there. So if you don't want to go into all the trouble of making a mask, although I can't wait till our new catalog goes live, because we have a new masking. It makes it easier. So I won't have to, we have masking paper. So that's going to be so exciting. So I'm going to use the Stampin' Blends to color this. So I can move this out of the way. I'm going to use my Granny Apple Green, and for the lighter flowers, I'm going to use the Balmy Blue, light and dark of the Balmy Blue, and then I'm going to just use the Starry Sky, not Navy. So I got them all out. It is my Dark Orchard Oasis, and then I'm actually going to use the color lifter, and I don't know if you guys have ever really used your color lifter before, but it pulls. It doesn't have to be just to fix something you have made a mistake. It's going to pull the color a little bit. So that's how I made these little light places, and then I put the Wink of Stella on top. But that's how I made these, like, little white on top. I just love the way that looks. I use my color lifter to do that. So I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. But first, let's color these. So, like I said, we will color around. So I usually use the dark first, and then just to add like some light veins, just add a little bit of line there, and then use my brush tip, kind of color in, to color in the leaves. You just want to make sure you add a little bit of shading, because there's not that much shading in these leaves. Usually our leaves have a lot of shading. These ones don't. So you can just add your own by just using the dark and then blending it into the light color. So this is the Granny Apple Green. It's just so pretty. And it gives it its own, you can give it its own shading by just using it. And see how you can't, you probably can't see it. So I did go over like right here with the ink. So because it's ink and not the Stampin' Blend, so you don't use the marker on it, the color lifter on that, right? Because it's ink. So, but we can color over it really effectively with our, this is the light one, I need the dark one, with our heavy, dark Stampin' Blend. So it's not really worth getting it out. But if you were going to do a bunch of these together, then, and I probably will, make a bunch of these with the leaves and on Post-it notes, or that new masking when it comes, when I can get that new masking. And then I'll just leave them inside my case so that I won't have to remake them every time. So you would just stamp to make a mask, you would just stamp on a Post-it note or that lovely new masking tape. I can't wait till we get that. And fussy cut it out. Or you can die cut it out as well. I probably will fussy cut because the die cut has a little bit of a border on there, unless you want the border around yours. I'm just coloring it in. I love coloring. I love our blends. I was so excited that our new colors all have blends. Like I said, we don't have all the colors yet in blends because we don't have the Coastal Cabana in the blend, but the Balmy Blue works really lovely. So I'm just adding a little bit of shading just by coloring it. As you can see, when it dries, it's a little bit lighter, but then you can just blend it in. It's so nice. So there you go. There's the our pretty leaves. So now let's do our big flower in the middle. I can show you how we get rid of that ink. So here I've got my darker, it's going to take me a while, Orchard Oasis. And see, I've completely covered it up. You can't even see. You can't even see where there was the little bit of a green overlay. Now, if I had done it on the littler ones where I was using the lighter color, the Balmy Blue, then you would be able to see it. So you would definitely want to use a mask. But because I was going to do it where these were the darker color, it doesn't. Now, these do lighten. The Orchid Oasis does lighten a little bit. It's still much darker than the Balmy Blue. It's so pretty. It's a gorgeous color. Love our new colors. Our new in colors are just so fabulous. You guys are going to love them. Love, love, love them. Which is nice, because if they weren't so fabulous, it would totally miss the Misty Moonlight. But you can still get some. I think the pad might be gone, but I'm pretty sure the paper is still around. So you guys can still get some of that stuff. So I'm just kind of coloring the center with the dark, just like that. And now I'm going to go back over it with the light. And I'm just, you don't have to be as precious when you're doing the light. You do need to make sure, remember with blends, the more wet it is, the better it blends. So if you were going to do like a bunch, you would want to do one flower at a time, not like do all the dark and on like a bunch of flowers. So when I do the roses, I will do them each once at a time because it blends so much better if it's wet. So when you're coloring with the blends, and it's kind of nice too, you can see I've already got pieces where it's not as dark. That's nice. You will find too that when you use your bullet point end, it seems to get a little bit more ink. I've found that it gives a little bit more ink when you use your brush. And so that variation of color is nice. Like, I love that. So when you're using, if you have a really dark space and it's not blending really well with your brush, you can use your bullet end to kind of blend it into where you go from the darker color to the lighter color with the brush, because the brush does seem to light, the brush end seems like it's a little bit lighter. I'm not sure why. I'm sure it has something the way the ink is distributed. Seems a little lighter than the bullet end, the pen end, which is this side right here. So if you feel like you need a little bit more blending between where your darker color goes in with the lighter color, use your bullet end to like pull it through, and then it usually blends really nice into the color. Oh, it's so pretty! Oh my gosh, look at that! Look how gorgeous that looks. And I haven't even added. So pretty. So how I make the black in the middle, if you look on to make it match the designer series paper. So if you look at the designer series paper, see how it's super dark in the middle, It's got like the little black dots. So I actually am using my black, my basic black, and I'm going to use the light basic black on top of the dark orchid, and then I'm going to make a couple little black dots. Just do some black dots and all that. You can see how it just darkens the color a little bit. It doesn't make it like super black because you can almost see the shades underneath the black, but it just makes it so pretty. Okay, so then I'm going to let that set, and I'm going to do the other colors. And again, those are with the blue. And I'm going to start again with the dark, with the bullet point pen. The bullet, what is it called? Does it say what kind of end it is? Anyway, the bullet end. I think that's what it's called. Now I'm doubting myself. But so I'm just adding a little bit of the dark. And then I will add with the blue. It's almost time for me to get another balmy blue pair. I have clearly used the tip end on this one. You can see the new ink colors are super nice and light. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Oh my gosh. I just love, this is such a beautiful stamp set because it colors so well. It just looks so gorgeous. Okay, so I've got my dark. I need the bullet pen, point end. Okay, so I'm just, so in the little lines where it looks like you can do different colors is where I'm adding it. So Stampin' Up! Did all the hard work. Kind of just doing the outline, adding a little bit to my color. And it looks really good with the Night of Navy. Now I did try to do some of these in like, with this one, if you did like it in Fresh Freesia or the Highland Heather, you really need the Gorgeous Grape for it to show through. That like you really need the definition of the lines. I guess you could probably do also Memento Black, but I really like using the color. So that's why I use the Night of Navy, because it just looks so much nicer. It gives it definition. Otherwise, you can't see it blends so well, then you don't see the definition of the flower if you use a color that's the same color as your blend that you're using. I found. So I really like using the Night of Navy. Matches it so nice. And that ink, so it's so pretty. Flowers are so pretty. So I just love this line art that makes it so easy to color the blends. You see, you just kind of outline. It's not like it's really hard. And then look at how beautiful that looks. You just color on top. It just looks so gorgeous. And it just blends so well. Like I said, my blend is a little bit. Need to make sure I'm precise. Once your point is a little bit squishy at the end, so it's not as defined, definitely use the bullet point. But like I said too, it does seem a little bit darker, which is nice at the edges, but let's keep that in mind. It does seem like it's a little darker. Oh, it works so pretty! Oh my gosh, look at that. So awesome. Okay, and then like I said, I want to lighten this up and then add some Wink of Stella. So I'm going to use my color lifter, and I'm going to use the bullet point pen. You can see I already have some places where it's a little bit lighter. And I'm just kind of, where you kind of want to add a little bit of the lighter. You guys see that? It's kind of pretty. It pulls that color. And when it pulls the color too, it kind of, I don't know, it's not like exactly an absence. It kind of gives it, the color kind of goes to the outside too. So it kind of defines it. It's almost like you've outlined it. unlike this other piece right here that is more blended because I didn't go over it like a third time with the color. So you got lots of different shades, which is so beautiful. Okay, so and then make sure you let that dry too. So the color lifter is wet, so it will dry. So you want to make sure it's dry before you add the Wink of Stella. So I'm going to put the Wink of Stella first on the other flowers. Those are pretty. And I'm not doing the whole flower, but I am doing it like over the edges. So this looks like it's dry. I'm just going to add it to where I pulled the color off. And then in the middle, I'm going to make it like little dots to kind of match. I kind of did a little sweepy out. The color is just so pretty. I love the sparkles, right? Sparkle is awesome. So there you go. Isn't that beautiful? So gorgeous. So gorgeous. Okay, so then we're just going to add it to the middle with Stampin Dimensionals. And I do use quite a few. So I usually use quite a few on these actually. I use 3 and then in the middle. Just like that because I want it to pop. Now, if you were going to mail this and you were afraid that it's too poofy, if you leave the ones off in the middle, these two, it will then squish a little bit, so it's maybe easier to mail. So keep that in mind. That can help too. If you have too many layers, sometimes leaving it not where it can actually get mushed will help it with the mailing. It won't stick up as much. Okay, and so then to put it in, I make sure I've got it into, you see how I've got it tucked, so it's edge to edge in the right place. And then kind of lay it back down, just like that, to get it right in the middle. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Love, love, love. Okay, and then I need, of course, sparkles. And so I'm using the new glossy dots that, it's Gorgeous Grape and Mellow Mambo, and I think this is it's either Daffodil Delight or Crushed Curry and the Balmy Blue. So I'm going to use the Balmy Blue on here. Or this could be Coastal Cabana, but it's really light. And then, let's see. And, and every time you do it, it's a little bit different. So you can tell, like, these are still a little different. It really depends on how you put your first one in. Your first flower on the card, and you just fill it up. And then, let's see. Just like to add these. I really like this assortment because it has them in the 3s, right? So the big and small, instead of like all the big ones and then all the medium ones and then all the small ones. I really like that they have them like that because I use them a lot within that kind of a big one, a medium one, and a small one in the 3s on the card. So it helps me. It's so much easier than trying to see like how many little ones I have left when I'm making a card. It helps keep it easier, which is lovely. So I love that. So there you go. Now we need to do our inside piece. Love it. So pretty. And like I said, we've already got our piece of Granny Apple Green. And so again, I'm using a piece of thick Whisper White. And I'm going to, and I did cut a piece of the, what did I do with the edge? Oh no, I think I lost it. I need 2 pieces. I know I had them. Hey, look, and otherwise I'm going to have to cut another one. Which I put them back away when I was moving stuff. Yep, I did. Look, here's one. Here's one of them. And let's see. There's another one. I don't know what I did with those, my little pieces that I cut, but I always save them all. Did it fall on the ground? What did I do with it? Oh, nope. Here they are. I actually put them back in the pot, in the pack. I was being too efficient. Okay, there we go. Now just when you're cutting, make sure that you're cutting and you get the same, so this is the same piece of paper, but I want to use the blue because I used the blue at the top, and then this one just has most of the green, but this one has more of the blue. So I'm definitely going to use these ones for my back of my card and for the inside. Okay, I need to make sure I had those pieces. Yay! Okay, and then I definitely want to stamp on this. So I'm going to go ahead and do one of the big blooms. And I know that I'm going to put this right here. So I'll just put my bloom right there. And I want some green. Actually, while I'm doing that, I'll use the Night of Navy. And I'm using the thank you. Like I said, I use the thank you from the Happy and Heartfelt that's in the mini catalog. The January to June mini. Nice and neat. That's so pretty. And then I can put this one away. Now, get out the Granny Apple Green. Here's the two. Uh-oh. Let's see. I think I'll just need that two right there. Muy bien. That pretty. So now I'm going to color it the same way I did my the big flower here. And I'm using the dark Orchid Oasis, which is our new in color. It's pretty with the Night of Navy. So pretty. And again, like I said, it does lighten up your color with the blends. I love my blends. Now, when you use ink instead of the black, you can get bleeding. So I know I have showed you guys before, like when you've done, I don't remember which bird I was doing, but if you use the birds or some of your animals and you want them to be fuzzy and you do it in the color, you can use your color lifter to fuzz the color, and it looks like it's fuzzy. It's kind of cool, actually. It's a fun technique. So when you're using your color lifter to pull some of this color from your flower, just make sure that you're not really trying to pull the color from the edges, right, from your where you've got the Night of Navy, that you're actually going off of the color of your still the dark green. The color from your the Stampin' Blend, because otherwise it will be kind of fuzzy unless you want that. It looks so good with the Night of Navy instead of using Memento Black, which I usually use the Memento Black when I use my Stampin' Blends. It looks so pretty, and when you use the brush tip, it does go on pretty quick. Oh, so gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. And then I want to add the black again because I have a lot of the center. Bullet end. These little black spots. Oh, looks so good. Yay. Uh-oh, looks like I missed a spot right there. And then the Granny Apple Green for my leaf. So pretty. My gosh. These turned out so nice. So I love to do the DSP. Like I said, you just need to make sure you use I would suggest using the Thick Whisper White. If you don't have Thick Whisper White, you can still do that. Or even add another layer on of cardstock to make it stronger. But you don't want to go too crazy with it. You don't want to make it too heavy when you mail it. But you definitely need some strength with that. So then if you think you need a little bit more to make it match, to add a little bit of the little white pieces. Go. Let me glue this piece on. And yeah. and cut these ones right. Just use, like I said, what you have. I usually make these 1/2 by 4. I think I had a little bit less than that on these. So it's a little bit smaller inside piece, but not enough that I would say, cut more off of another sheet. You don't need to do that. Put that on here. But you can see, right, you need to make sure you're coloring on a surface because the blends do bleed through. Let me add that to the inside. Pretty. Oh my gosh, look at the blue and the blue. Oh, looks so lovely. So lovely. And I got a little bit of spooge there, of course. It never fails. I just can't do it without making a huge mess with that glue. Like I said, I got my my eraser at the dollar store, so I guess it would be, if they have them, I guess they're $1.25, right? They said they just went up in their prices, but or you can get them on Amazon. These little craft glue erasers, but they are so awesome. It works so nice to get that extra glue off. You just need to make sure that it's dry. If it's super wet and you try to go, you can rip your paper. So you saw I was like drying it off with my finger. I want it to be kind of dry. And you want to make sure you don't touch anything again. Make sure it's not adding more glue to your project. Look how gorgeous that looks. So beautiful. Okay. And then, oops, add a little bit. Let's do the back, because although look how beautiful it looks with the all that fabulous flowers from the designer series paper. So I'm going to add another strip. And again, if you can see, I'm adding the other side of the strip of paper on the back, just like that. And then I'm going to use my new Stampin' Up! Angel Policy that comes from the new limited edition. Isn't this beautiful? It's a really beautiful one, but it has the same Stampin' Up! Copyright. It has a lot of really nice, I love this hand stamped. Sending a paper hug. This is lovely. So this is going to be in the new catalog as well. So you guys can use that for your Angel Policy. Stampin' Up! I just really love the logo on the back because it's like it finishes it off. And this is really busy. So I put on this one, I put the thank you. I'll do it again. If they look really close, they can see it. But because it's so busy in the back, you don't even need me to put the thank you on the back. I just always do it, so I did it this time. All right, muy bien. Oh, how beautiful is that? What do you guys think? So those are the blue ones and purple. And then these are, so that other side of the paper, made it the same way in that gorgeous, the purple. And like I said, I used Blackberry Bliss to color these, as well as the Fresh Freesia and the Highland Heather. So Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and Blackberry Bliss, actually, is what I used to color these flowers. Because we don't have a gorgeous grape, but the dark Highland Heather was just not dark enough, so I used the Blackberry Bliss, even though the Blackberry Bliss is a little bit more, I guess it has a little more red tinge, but it looks lovely. Love, love, love. Very happy. And then, of course, the this Orchard Oasis is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I hope you enjoyed today's card and using the DSP to make a card. I love that. Like I said, it came in handy when I was trying to make one that was larger, so I don't have to buy the 12 by 12 designer series paper. Or the 12 by 12 cardstock. So I always buy 8.5 by 11 to make my card bases. But like I said, A4 is different than ours, so it's not the same, because you can't cut one because it's not long enough. It's not the right amount. So let me go ahead and show. So we're doing more in color stuff for our paper pumpkin. So you have till May 2nd or May 10th. I'm sorry, May 10th to get the paper pumpkin. And we do have those fabulous little vouchers that if you, I think there's 200 of the paper pumpkins will have a $25 gold voucher in it that you can use for $25 in product. It doesn't have to be paper pumpkin product that is going to be in 200 of our boxes. So that's kind of a fun thing too. But I love the in colors. It's going to be a gorgeous paper pumpkin. So if you love these new in colors, you're definitely going to want to get it. It's gorgeous. It does, however, have a gray ink spot, not an in color spot, but all the other ink colors are actually used with all of the papers. And you can see there's little dots or something or sequins. They're also going to be in there. We don't know exactly what the embellishment is, but they are going to be in the ink colors too. So that's awesome. So you have till May 10th to get that. And again, I'll have the link in the description of this video. And we only have like a week left, right? It's like May 2nd is the last day to get the last chance. If there's anything left by then, there was a couple of the design series papers and a lot of the dies. I was surprised that they lasted as long as they did, especially that Stitch So Sweetly, Love, 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 or the Tastefully Textured Embossing Folder, 3D Embossing Folder. Those are two must-haves for your stash. So if you don't have those, I would definitely get over and pick those up. And then I also wanted to mention the United Through Creativity digital download. So this is a free download that you can find in my online store, and it's under the sales. Make sure you guys click that and download that. It's free. I believe it'll be off our website on the 3rd, so you have till May 3rd to get it. So make sure you get on, I guess till May 2nd. Make sure you get on and download it because it is a free download. And here's a couple of the cards. Like you download it and it has the images, and you can print them up on designer series paper, and like the sentiment and the image. And here I've done a few that I've colored and made. Super cute. Oh my gosh, there's that duck-billed platypus. I knew I had seen one. I needed this duck-billed platypus a couple of weeks ago. I didn't think I had one. Look at, there it is right there. Oh my gosh. But it's a beautiful set. It goes really well with the All Together suite. And great news, the All Together suite, which is this one here, all of the Stampin' Blends are back in stock, so you can order the whole collection to get those fabulous natural tones blends, as well as the designer series paper, that black and white 6x6 designer series paper, and the stamp set and the dies, and the whole collection will still be available until May 31st. So our blends are going to be in the new catalog, but you can get them all as a collection. And the other products are also going to be available until May 31st, unless they all sell out. But right now it looks like we're going to have some for a while. So you guys need to get on and get those. And you can get those blends, which are so awesome. So awesome. And then once you guys see the new catalog, I know you guys are going to want the new catalog. When you get the new catalog and you've got a huge shopping list, you might want to take advantage of our new starter kit promotion that's coming out. So just keep in mind, we're going to have a really great promotion. It's always a great time to join Stampin' Up. If you join now, you don't have to wait till next week to get these. You can get them now in pre-order. But keep an eye, we're going to have a last chance items. Make sure you guys go on, or the blends. Make sure you go on. You can use my host code. This is my April host code. And of course, if you order my online store, I send you a thank you card. And this month, if you order $50 or more, I send you a free pack of the polished dots, which I love. Those are so pretty. So make sure you guys do that. And again, thank you guys so much for checking out these fabulous designer series paper cards. The Hues of Happiness. It's a great sneak peek, as we'll have that to look forward to starting May 3rd. So hope you guys have a great rest of your evening and rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.